Oh, he's getting them angles.
Is it recording now?
It is now.
Oh, all right. I'm not gonna plug in my words.
Dim angles. That's it.
This is such a.
Is it recording?
It is now.
Oh. Don't look back. Look at what the number
You
said.
get to look at the back of my head the whole time. Elijah and Kylie.
And
your mother.
That's everyone.
And your father smelled
Oh, no.
elderberries.
Who are we missing?
Fart in your general direction. All right.
6. No, yeah.
Get
Same.
aboard. You got
And
stuff
I
to do today, my friends.
I don't know. Where am I supposed to sit?
Welcome to today's Just relax.
It's so different. I mean, it's just standing right there. Well, Ben usually sits there.
What? Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Well, we're
Just
moving
relax.
on today, I guess.
Today's ASMR.
Wow, over.
Reagan.
Thank you.
Oh, Caden's dancing. Look at him go.
Wabba.
Oh, yeah.
Can we do Gremlin ASMR?
Grandma ASMR.
I don't know.
Okay, that's probably pretty good.
Oh gosh.
I need to see that. You need to put that out of context.
You know it's mono, right?
Wait.
That's a mono mic.
What the heck? What is happening? It's glitching. It's glitching.
No, it's not. It's the zebras.
That's.
It's to show the widest point of the scene. Yeah.
It's.
I learned something in your AV class.
It's
Somehow.
it's set to 90, so it's gonna clip at 90.
Wow.
Oh, you learned a lot in that class.
I'm really sensitive.
Hey, Bob.
I don't know.
Well, you remember what the zebras
Chess?
were?
Chess, yeah.
Sure. All right.
You should use that one.
How?
I don't really
Do you
learn how
have
to
chess
do-
on your phone?
Like the
Come again?
function of the cameras.
Do you have chess on your
I
phone
saw,
that
like,
isn't your
stuff.
phone? That is your phone?
Yeah,
that
that was
don't-
a
that
thing
you
that
don't
was taught less
explain?
well last time.
Oh, yeah?
It's been taught better this time. It's gonna be taught even better next time.
Okay.
You know, it's a
And even
process.
better the next
You
time.
have to do notes.
It is a process.
You're not gonna pay attention
Well,
to it?
it's because
I'm not gonna
the
pay attention
cameras
to it
I do.
were set up really dumbly. The production cameras don't like you have all the controls, but some of them are hidden.
Also, my
So it took me screwing around with them for a long time to figure out exactly where everything was. I now know.
You're going to play next one.
One just got sent back to Sweetwater. So they got it today. Anyway, hi friends. Straightforward, normal kind of class today. We're gonna do ear training, dictation stuff. Then we will do homework. I'll take your. Well, that's from a couple ago. Oh wait, no, that was a couple ago.
You do need that though.
Yeah, I do need that. I need that one, and I need the one that we did from Snow Day, all the Italian 6 chords. So we'll get those. But we'll then we'll. Huh?
Is it really only Italian?
Yeah, it's only Italian. I said that many times on the thing.
You already get
No, I wasn't
The
listening.
orange.
No, it's okay. I did it the easy way,
Hey, throw
so
it
I just did
away.
it like this. So I didn't have to
Doesn't
rewind.
work.
Yep, that's fine. So that's the French in the box and the German in the other box. Yes.
Is
Very
that homework for tonight?
No, but I'm glad you did it though.
No. I spent so many minutes of flex doing that, Mr. Smith. So many minutes.
A flex?
Do you think
Why
I
are you
can make it?
Okay,
Do you think I can make it?
I'll let you choose. For the first one, do you want the key it's in, or do you want the first note?
I know the key because I know the note.
Do you
Not
know
everybody else does.
That's true.
Yeah.
We want
So,
the key. Just
Do you want
we
the key or the note?
Well, the key because,
Do
well,
you think I can make it?
The key. We want the key.
The trash
the
can.
leading
Okay.
tone.
No.
I can tell you the
I'll give
leading
you
tone.
another
No, we want
subject.
the
No, I'm saying the key. Because I think.
The key, then, fine, is in the key of A major for the first one.
And what's the first note?
I don't know. That's not what you asked.
I didn't ask for it.
Okay. So the key is of A, which I'll play for you is that. I'll take it a second. Okay. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you hear it too?
I didn't have those notes.
I did.
Like, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and.
Just seeing your process.
Yeah, that's what my brain works as. So it's actually this.
Key of A.
Oh, and the key of A.
1, 2,
that.
I thought
ready,
A flat.
and. I went to Chicken House for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Did you?
How was
It's
it?
freaking amazing. It's like real good.
You guys have a
What'd you
long
get?
wait time though.
Did you get the platter or the dinner?
Where do you work?
Whatever the bigger one was.
The one with 4 sides?
Yeah, no, I got the one with 2 sides.
2 sides? The platter?
Grilled, rid of the fried chicken breast, 2 of them, it was incredible.
Oh, the white.
And then with mashed potatoes were really good. The carrots were less good.
Yeah.
Didn't like the carrots as much. They were fine, but like I make better glazed carrots
Oh,
than
was it
that. I don't make better chicken than that. Nope.
It's all from scratch.
It was very good. 2, ready, and.
What were the notes for that, Christopher?
Not in the same key as this.
Yeah, I know. I didn't figure you would do this. Then you could find the interval.
Play C. What's the term for like between C sharp and C? C half sharp. Play C half sharp. I don't know why I asked you. I just answered the question.
Which you can now do on basic. Okay, last play. 1, 2, ready, and. Alright, I'll give you another play since I screwed up a little bit. Ready, and. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Alright. Number 2. Do you want? I'll tell you the first note. First note is D.
What are you doing next week on Saturday?
Probably. Oh, I'm going to Evansville, actually.
You should go to Henryville instead.
What's
Oh,
the
for the thing? No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to the first show.
When,
You should
if
get
you
on the
make it to
Minecraft
state, when
servers,
is,
February 25th. 20. Yeah.
It's
25th.
For what?
in there, one of those dates.
State of what?
So and so.
Alabama.
Okay.
Sweet.
First note is D.
Okay.
1, 2, ready, and.
That's all I got.
Screeching hammer.
I'll be at your last 2 shows. But not the first 2.
I'll accept that.
You got a notebook.
Since you're both out of state, I kind of need to go.
Oh, I didn't know the last two were
I
out.
don't know.
Wiles
that.
in Northern Kentucky, and then finals is at Northern Kentucky
Oh, I need a high grade.
University.
No.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but the school board prefers to have like
Wait a minute.
teachers
tried to
there. I mean,
think of
technically
this.
Sarah's a
I don't
teacher
know
now.
which way it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
1, 2, ready, and.
Have you never seen no, I went to last year.
Yeah, same place.
This one's.
Oh,
Yeah, this was hard.
No, it's not, but it's not. But
If
it's
you
not.
if you know what it is,
I
it's
kind of know
not.
what it is.
But if you are just trying to, approach it without knowledge, then yes, this one is quite difficult.
That's how I approach everything.
You know that.
That's giving, well,
You played again.
yep, 1, 2, ready, and.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There is a note in here that's technically non-diatonic.
But not technically. But technically. But not technically.
There is a note that is non-diatonic in here.
Oh, yeah.
But not technically. But technically?
1, 2, ready, and. I like it though. Here, I can play it for you diatonically. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Final play. This is fixing the non-diatonic note.
How many notes are there?
Wow. Okay.
7.
You're right. I was gonna say more, but I think you're right.
I'm just writing random stuff down. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
No, you're right.
It works most times.
Rhythms. Rhythms.
I do not like apples. And I don't like your Elvis cover band.
I don't either.
Why are you there?
Because it makes a lot of money.
I have
That's
a video
fair.
of it.
Were you there?
Is that like
Go.
It was voluntarily
Yeah,
censored.
well, for the bass player, so you can hear the bass player. It's ridiculous.
He is ridiculous.
is that how you
I like
Maybe
Elvis, but I don't
Redonkulous?
like his guitar solo.
Recording
He's really
things?
bad at guitar.
No, I do not. It doesn't make enough money that I like don't have to do things over summers. I mean, I still get paid over the summer.
If you're
I
right
just
about
don't.
that one, I'm gonna be
Oh,
wrong
okay. I thought
Yeah,
that
you
was
can
just-
choose to like
about that one. It'd be
only get paid for when you're working or to get paid during the summer. And I-
Why would you choose not to get paid
Exactly.
for summer?
Right. Because I don't technically get paid for my time. I only get paid for 180 days of work. Right. But
It does.
like I spread my checks out. So
It would be pay attention.
it's scary for me not to.
But I got the A.
I
That was
didn't
funny.
think
That's the key.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because he told me the key.
I thought it was A flat.
Say flat.
DK.
3 measures, 4/4.
Have it your way.
Actually, 4/4.
What was that?
4.
3 measures, 4/4.
Never do that again. I will break it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You said 3 measures?
I did.
Okay.
You did number 1.
Couldn't hear it because Aiden was like.
2, 3, 4.
No.
Okay. I got number 1 done.
Yeah.
Final play. 1, 2, ready, and. We get 3 plays.
I'm taking a gander at that last measure.
And 2.
Sure.
And 4.
Yeah.
3, 4, 3 measures, only, also 3 plays.
Drew, repeat that again.
3 measures, 3, 4, only 3 plays.
Repeat that 13.
3 measures, 3, 4, only 3 plays. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jaden, you can stop now.
Oh, that's just me tapping my foot.
1, 2, 3. 1, ready, and. Sure, Beyonce's coming to Louisville?
Yeah, yeah.
She gonna do Love on Top?
I bet she brings a freaking sick band with her. Actually might want to go to that concert.
Field trip?
Field trip?
Yeah, for
Beyonce?
Beyonce. Do you know how
Graduation.
expensive that would be?
Insane.
We can pay or.
Get a job.
I'm already
just
going
got
to
a bunch of
Europe.
money.
I'm already going to Europe. I can't.
1,
pay to go
2,
to Beyonce.
3. Last time, here we go.
Yep, yep.
Oh, God. So it's either this or this.
I think you should start doing like notation.
Yeah, because writing it out, you're
I think you're.
Okay, okay, okay.
I think you should teach it to me.
What is this?
It's a note
I don't know.
quarter.
Yeah?
How you doing?
Oh, 2/8.
Yeah.
Right already.
One hand. That's one of his most common rhythms he uses. Just
Okay.
learn his stupid habits, and bam, all you gotta do is learn literally these 3 thingies.
Why would I?
And then you have all of his stupid snow
I don't
thingies.
know how I feel about this.
I'm sorry. 1, 2, and 3 lolly. Oh,
That's a common rhythm,
yeah, I know, but
not just for me.
you're just a follower.
Why would I do that when I could just write 1 and 1 plus?
Yeah, you remember that.
Huh?
I didn't do that. I didn't write that.
Because why would you do that when you can write sticks and thingies?
I can read this.
What? Was that Rise?
No, I can't read that.
What's that?
No. Yeah, it was.
I
It's Metro Dance. Yeah.
screwed it up a little.
Okay. Interval time.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, here we go. This even does like a slight
Are you using a harpsichord?
Vibrato.
sound, yeah, and the slight vibrato.
Are you using a harpsichord today?
It's a
It's a
concert guitar.
nylon guitar.
Yes, it's nylon string.
I don't like nylon
I
strings.
love nylon strings.
It's so much easier to play. They
Well-
aren't trying to kill you.
It's the Minecraft notes.
I don't like them when you play it. Put it that way. I have no idea what that is. It just sucks.
Next.
That sounds good.
Terribly plays baritone. Do you still have that in your
No, I don't have it. It got taken from me.
Number 3. Number the last one.
Give me the last of those vibes.
Have you watched that show?
You should.
I probably will.
It's
I know it's good, but
like
I never played the games.
games are good.
I know they are. I don't have
Second
PlayStation.
game,
I
I
never
don't
played
like the
PlayStation.
second
The
game.
second game
I thought the
is
second
pretty
game was
okay.
better.
The first one's where it's
First one's where it's at. They're doing a really good job of like sticking to the games.
Yeah.
Look at that. I should have done that. Oh, I think it went under
I
the
can
piano.
appreciate.
There's moments
Okay,
where
it's
you
going
can,
to cheat on the
like
piano.
they keep it so well to the game that it's like a scene will happen. It'll be exactly like it cuts to the game. It'll be like
Oh,
in the game they said this line. They say the exact same line. And it's just-
That's cool.
True.
All right. Chord identification.
You will cry.
Let's go with one of these.
Sounds like
I shouldn't have rolled that for you.
Yeah,
That
you
was too
shouldn't
easy.
have.
Sorry.
sounds James Bondy.
Next.
Did you take my? Okay.
You wanna roll it again for us?
No.
Are you sure?
That's. I know for a fact.
What did you just write?
It's an
Is that a lie?
F. F.
Is that a lie?
Next chord.
I was jamming up.
You know what? I have no idea what that is. I've never heard that chord in my entire life. Oh,
yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Are you adding in
It's the
things?
Queen chord. Is this the real life? It's in the exact same. It's the same notes. And then play C major. Is this just fantasy?
Tell them the other ones.
C minor or I don't know what's next. I gotta pull the chords.
This is the chord that we're doing though. Okay, and last one.
Oh, that. What's this chord? What's your chord?
pattern break sometimes, and
It just doesn't work out well, does it?
it's hard though. I mean, your own musical tendencies come out.
Yeah.
Okay. Chord progression time. This is a spicy boy. There is a secondary dominant in this
Okay.
one.
Okay.
All right. It's all root position, but there is a secondary dominant in this. I just gave hugely relevant and important information. All root position, but there is a secondary dominant. Okay.
That's the only word I know.
All right. We're in the key of this. A major. Let's sing. 2, ready?
So funny.
Okay, here we go. Oh wait, this is wrong. I almost put the wrong chord. I don't remember. Here we go.
Do it.
You know where it's going. There we go.
Yeah.
Voice lead that correctly. Yep. Okay. Here we go.
I don't think you played it like that.
Maybe I didn't, but I meant to.
You said there's a 5/7 of things? Secondary dominant.
There is a secondary dominant here. Yes. I even said that there was a secondary dominant.
I think I know where it's
Then I
at.
even called attention to the fact that it's all root position and secondary dominant. Yeah.
Do it again.
See if you can figure it out.
No, do it again.
I will.
Do it again.
Baseline.
Can you shut?
What? Confirming you're right.
This is the one I'm really, really
I
bad
was yelling
at.
at Kate, sorry.
Really bad at this one. Here we go. Full voice. Last time.
No, I'm not. Okay. Am I?
Find that secondary dominant. Let's play. Find that secondary dominant.
Because I always get puppets in there. It's this.
Aw. My sister-in-law went to go read to Xavier's kindergarten class today. It's like a secret reader, which is the thing that you can do. She said she read the Groundhog book today, which I guess today is Groundhog's Day.
It is.
Apparently it's also the day of my great grandma.
It's winter for big boys.
What a movie.
Also April Fool's Day.
Uh-huh.
It's not.
Oh, you said
Favorite
where?
holiday, actually.
It's
I'm such a bad.
it's a fine movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we do
What we got?
C sharp, D,
C sharp, D,
E, E, A,
A,
F sharp,
F sharp,
G sharp, G sharp, A.
Good job.
C sharp
It's okay, you're giving it away. You're doing good right now.
Okay. Next. C, D, F, A, E, G, B, D. Now, why did you say B flat? It's in the key of D, really, but it should have been a B flat if it was the non-diatonic note. When I played it correctly, that is B flat, but I played B natural instead. Yeah, good, cool.
You can keep going up like that too.
Huh?
So you can keep going up like that kind of easy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm singing and stuff.
I had
Right.
that at first. I'm gonna take that.
You should take it. No, that's acceptable. All right, clap and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3
That's all I got.
and 2,
1
3,
and 2 and 3 and 4. That's all I got.
Okay, and the next one's 1, 2, 3. 1, ready, and 1, 2 and 3.
1, 2,
3 ollie. 1, 2, 3. Yep.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you?
Good.
Oh, look, I did.
Good.
Although it wasn't 3 again, it was volley.
Yeah.
And it's do to
Major
7.
Major 7. Major 7.
I don't know
Good.
why I put a perfect 5 for that, even though I know it's
Descending minor second.
Descending minor second.
Yeah.
It's F sharp to F if you cared. You probably don't.
Descending major third.
Minor third. Oh wait, I played that wrong.
Yeah.
I played this. Sorry, that's what I played.
Descending perfect.
Descending perfect 4. Yeah.
Oh, really?
That was different.
Good job.
Yeah, I played this just a second ago. That's descending P5. This one
Oh, either way, I
Then you
have
did
is descending
a
P5.
major third.
And then the last one was.
Descending major third.
What I played? No, this is that. Sorry. Descending perfect or descending major third.
Yeah.
I have
Stop messing with your intervals today. This is 2 notes, Smith.
That's true. My apologies. Okay, next we have this.
Augmented?
diminished.
Ben chose chaos. That is augmented. D F sharp, A sharp.
Which one did you
D F sharp, A sharp. D augmented. Then we had this major, A major. Yep. Then we had this lovely chord.
Minor?
minor 7.
Minor, minor 7. Yep. G minor, minor 7.
You have to have
Can you
minor
just play
minor,
a regular minor real quick?
or can you
Just
just
like
do,
without the 7?
or can you have minor 7?
Sometimes I have a hard time remembering the 7. It just sounds so.
It just sounds cool.
And it sounds, but it sounds natural to my ears. Like it just sounds like it should be the way it should be.
You
Seven
have to have
words
minor
are
minor
perfect.
7 or can you minor 7?
You can write minor 7, it's fine. I wrote G minor, minor 7 for myself just so I wouldn't screw it up.
sound bad, but then you play all of it.
But, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Okay, and then the last one was F minor, which, yeah, is my favorite.
Your signature.
I do love it, it's beautiful. Okay, let's see. First chord.
A.
A.
A1's not.
One chord, yes, there's the one chord.
A1.
Okay, then we had 6, yeah, it's a 6, which is what? In the key of A?
F sharp minor.
F sharp minor. Then we had this spicy nugget.
5, 7.
A7.
It is an A7.
5, 7 of 6.
4.
4.
5, 7 of 4. Yes.
I get it.
Well, low.
Remember that
Just like that.
5, 7 of 4s.
Always go to
Well, 5, 7 of 4s are the one chord
no, always go.
with a 7th, right? So that's an A major, the key that we're in. But that 7th.
I figured out the pattern. For the, I guess, maybe a stupid pattern, but they always kind of go blah, blah, blah.
They always, yeah. So a 5, 7, and 4 will always go to
I was
4.
trying to do the homework last night for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I just sort of,
Yeah, they always do that. That's like their defining characteristic.
it made me very angry.
Why? It makes
Because I
it.
sat there for 30 minutes trying to figure out what it was doing, and then I was like, oh,
But then you figure it out.
sure.
Okay. What's this chord then?
I figured it out actually.
If our
It's 4.
secondary dominant was a 5, 7, and 4, then this has to be a 4, which is what in the key of A?
No.
D. Uh-huh.
Not mine.
Followed by
5.
5, which is
E.
E. And then our last friendly chord.
No.
So 1,
What is
6,
Spanish
5, 7,
music?
4, 4, 5, 1. Huh?
Can you teach music theory in French?
No,
I don't understand it.
I cannot, and I would not understand. All right, cool. So that was our ear training for today. Nice job, friends. Okay, you owe me 2 homework assignments, so get those out for me.
Can I have a huggy?
We're out.
Or can I borrow a nasty dirty huggy? Okay. Can I touch them both?
I'll take this one first.
Hey Smith, do you want me to crochet some huggies?
How about
Take that.
You just crochet a cloth and then you wipe it off.
I did it. I just don't have it.
Oh,
Bring it.
But no, but
I
Smith
gotta
did
get
it.
a lot of grades cut up for y'all, so. I put stuff in the grade book, but it's not accurate because, you know, we've got lots of wacky stuff going on.
Cool. What is this?
The homework from 2 times ago.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
So I will go through and look at these. This will be a completion grade, but I'll go through and look and see what you need help with. And then we'll go over stuff once I have a little better idea of what exactly you're doing goofily on
Do you want me
this.
to crochet some
You're not qualified for the text.
Not for you though.
Good job on that. Look at all those extra Italian things. So Italian.
No, wrong.
Delicious. Eat fresh. Glorious. Oh, you did all the work. Look at you doing the extra work. Very good. I read. Cool.
You
Excellent.
said their name right. Congratulations.
I've been, oh God.
Whenever you did that when it didn't go me, I fought so much to not be like, you did it.
You're not.
Look, I'm an idiot. I know it. We all know
You're not always an idiot. Just sometimes.
it. All right. So, I'm gonna give you your homework for today, and then we will do. Whoa.
I don't know.
Then we'll talk about the homework.
Yeah. Can you explain like the Italian stuff?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go over the whole thing. So if you didn't fully get it because learning via computer makes your soul die a little
And
bit.
you don't pay attention when you make a sandwich? Yeah.
Because, you know,
I wonder if can I throw this hard enough it falls like the table? Yeah.
so yes, we're gonna basically cover everything we did yesterday or last time.
Annotate it.
You get one? Okay. We'll talk, don't worry. Alright. So, augmented sixth chords. So we talked about these last time, but like I said, learning via computer may not be everybody's bag anymore, and I get that.
Hey Smith, did I play
that
that?
was-
The 6-note thing is.
We haven't talked, there's one thing on here that we didn't discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second.
English.
It's not hard, but.
English.
So, augmented sixths have a specific function. Do you remember what their function is?
To prolong, not prolong, but like
They're
kind of like
predominant.
predominant thing is, yeah.
Yes, they are
Okay.
extremely powerful predominant chords.
Yeah, right?
So,
Right before you did.
what does predominant mean again? Remind me what predominant means. What's predominant mean?
Actually.
What's predominant mean?
That's good.
Who wants to know what predominant means?
That's good.
One before dominant, like
Yeah,
before,
before
basically.
dominant.
So before a what?
A dominant.
A dominant. So what are our dominant chords that we see? What's the most common by far is 5-2. No, 2 is a predominant chord.
Gang.
There is one more occasionally
Seven.
dominant
Seven-ish
function
seven?
thing. Okay, seven chords, kind of, but augmented sixes will never go to 7 chords.
4.
No, those are predominant as well.
3, 6.
No, those are tonic prolongation.
Oh,
1.
1 6-4 chords
Oh, yeah.
can sometimes be dominant function. That's a really specific situation in which that's the case.
It is really specific.
But they can occasionally function sort of like dominants. Seventh chords also can, but these basically never go into seventh chords. They are incredibly common, however, to go to 5 chords. By far, the most common place is when you go to 5 chords. Now, we didn't talk about this because none of you asked this, and I'm kind of surprised why. None of you asked why, but the names of these things are completely arbitrary. There's no significance given to the term Italian in terms of how it relates to Italian music, or French as it relates to French, or German as it relates to German, which is sort of hilarious. It is kind of worth noting that in the classical era, the classical time period, those are the 3 countries who generally put out the most output of music. England didn't do a whole, I mean, there are very notable English pieces, but there's a lot of French music, there's a lot of Italian music, and there's a whole bunch of German music, especially German stuff. You know, all of the big time composers that you think of, you know, Bach, Mozart, and Beethoven, are all German. Austrian,
Einstein was
which
kind of
German. I think it's German.
So all this stuff has no, all of these things are completely, they're my favorite Swedish sounding Star Trek film, have no significance to what's going on with the countries that they're named after. They're just arbitrary names slapped onto arbitrary chords. So as much as we like to make fun of the baguettes, they actually don't have any particular significance in this. Okay, so remember that our kind of base level, our base Italian 6th chord is the Italian 6th chord. It's the one that is the one that you have to understand in order to do all the other things. What is the quick and dirty way to build Italian augmented 6th chords?
In the mud.
Yep, it's the
It's-
6
you go-
minor.
Not, well, don't
Go
say
to the one,
6
the flat
minor.
6,
The flat 6,
the root,
the root,
and
and
the
a second.
tritone.
and the sharp 4, yes. And
Oh.
adding the second and the third, those are different things. To build Italians, yes.
So wait, so you take the root. Is there like a certain order it needs to go into? Why is
Yes.
there
There is a certain order. The flat 6 will always be the bass note,
Okay.
okay? Then the root will always be the 3rd,
I was thinking of the French.
and the tritone will always be the 5th of the chord, in quotations. It's not actually the 5th, right? But it serves sort of like the 5th. So it'll be always stacked up in that way, with the flat 6 on the bottom, the root in the middle, and then the sharp 4, the tritone above. So we played one of these before, but I'll play it again. Thank you again, Christopher, for that last class, okay? So that is an augmented 6 in the key of C major. So that's pretty far away, right? Like, that's a pretty wild sound. So all I'm doing there is playing C major, followed by Italian augmented 6th. There is no other name for this. You don't say it's an A flat Italian augmented 6th. Nope. It's just an Italian augmented 6th in that key. How many augmented 6ths will there be in one key?
Like 4?
1. There will be exactly
Like 4?
1.
Like 4.
So that's why that homework that I gave you means that you should have only written 12 chords, because there's exactly 12 Italian augmented
I'm still
6ths.
stuck on the 5
One in each key, right? So instead of doing this in C, let's do this in D. You should have already written this down, but what is the augmented 6th in the key of D? So
A
start.
sharp,
So what is the bass note going to be?
A
B
sharp.
flat.
Okay, you have to make it as the flat 6, so it is a B flat,
Flat,
D
Okay.
G flat.
D.
and G sharp.
G sharp or G flat? Is
Well,
G
it has to be spelled as
Sharp,
the
it
sharp
has to be sharp.
4. So in this case, it has to be
G sharp.
G sharp. You two traded, you know, one of you had the first, one had the second. It's fine.
I don't like trading.
It's important that it has to be spelled this way. It has to be the flat 6 for the bass note and the sharp 4 for the top note. Okay? It's goofy and it's weird, but it's what it has to be. Now let's talk about how do we resolve these. Where is it almost always going to resolve to? Yeah. To the 5 chord. So what is the 5 in the key of D? A. So the flat 6 goes down, right? Where does the middle note go?
It cannot stay.
It has to do the weird thing. Do you remember? This has to go and do something funny. It goes down and up.
Right, it splits.
It splits. And where does the top note go?
G,
G sharp has to go
G.
up. Okay? So this resolves to that. The only thing that's really goofy here is that note that splits, that it goes, the middle note goes both directions on Italians. The reason why it's that way is because all the other augmented 6 chords have 4 notes in them. So there's a voice for each note. But for the Italians, as it only has 3 notes, it has to kind of go somewhere to fill out the rest of the chord in the 5 chord. And it goes both up and down to do that. So it's kind of niche. You don't have to, you can logic that out, but, you know, just so you understand. Cool. That's all there is to Italian chords. That's all they do. And on this thing, that's all this is telling you too. So let me, if you're a visual type, let me have things to point at for you.
Anyone want a Slim Jim?
Yeah,
Where's my
absolutely.
Slim Jim? Do I still have my Slim Jim?
I
Okay.
don't know, what'd you do?
Give me a Slim Jim.
So that is showing us the one in C major
I just
with
want
the flat 6 in the bass, the root in the middle, and the sharp 4 on top. Okay. Next we'll do the French, because why not, I guess.
I'm not recording too.
So,
I forgot.
You'll see it later.
So, how do you make a French augmented 6 out of an Italian one? What do you need to add?
A baguette.
A baguette. What is the baguette?
The 2.
The 2. And that's it. You just literally have the second note in there. And it goes in between, well, it just goes right above the root, is the easy way to say it. So, in the key of C, we still have our A flat, the C, but now we have the added baguette, and the sharp 4. Oh, sorry, yeah, the sharp 4. Okay. It resolves in the exact same way, but to, obviously, a different chord. To a 5 chord. Right? So it sounds like this.
So will it be in the same order?
Yep.
And then the 2 after the 1?
The 2 goes right above the root. So right next to where the root is, right above it is where the 2 is. There's always going to be a little bit of a clash right there.
Yeah.
French augmented 6 are kind of nice sounding. Like there's a little bit of a clash with them. That the 1 and the 2 right next to each other kind of gives them sort of a sound of a suspended chord a little bit. Right? They kind of have that sound to them, I think. Like to me, just the bottom 3 notes. It's not a sus chord, but
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
right.
It
It's
sounds
lost
very,
chords, yeah. But it sounds kind of like an A flat sus chord, right? It's not, but it kind of has like that sound to it. But when the sharp 4 on top, it feels sort of suspended-y to me. And when it resolves, sometimes it has that sound to it too. So a really common mistake is for people when they're doing ear training stuff with augmented 6 chords, the thing that will eventually happen. They hear this as a sus chord movement, and it really isn't. Even though it is similar, it has some movement that kind of mirrors the way you resolve sus chords. It's not. It's a French. Okay, what about German augmented 6s? What do you have that's different from Italian?
Perfect 5 of the flat 6.
Anger.
Okay, don't do that, but yes.
What?
You're not wrong.
That's what it said.
Yeah, but it's a lot more complicated. Like, that's making it more complicated than it needs to be.
Okay, the minor third, is that better?
You add the minor third. Yes. So you add the minor third. You're not wrong, Kate, to be clear, but you're just making that a lot more complicated. All right, I just apologize. Okay, so
Better be
yeah.
sorry.
So would it just be a flat 3?
Add the minor third
Yes.
with the
To
second.
the Italian.
So it's
Okay, to
A
the
flat.
To the Italian.
E flat.
So you're gonna have the minor 6 at the bottom,
Right.
the root,
E flat.
then the flat third, then the sharp 4. Now, by playing this to you sounds like what kind of chord? Does this just dead up sound like? It sounds like a dominant 7, right? Because it is a dominant 7. It's
why
just,
isn't it called
yeah, it's because of the way it's used.
Wait.
You gotta remember that this is not a dominant 7 in this context. We are in the key of C.
Okay.
So when you hear this sound, it's really out of the key. Now it happens to resolve in a way that is very pleasing sounding, and very often tricks you into thinking that this is a secondary dominant chord. And if you look at your homework is even going to point this out to you. Look at number 4 in the bottom section. It's going to have you spell a secondary dominant chord, and it's trying to purposely get you to understand why this isn't a secondary dominant chord. Oh, there's a Neapolitan chord on this. We need to ignore that.
I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, maybe we'll
What is the
actually
Neapolitan?
It's the one with
Neapolitan.
the
and 6. I guess I could just
What's the
teach
number?
you the Neapolitan while we're doing this.
No.
It's not that far. Number 6.
5?
Neapolitans are
Do
not
number
complicated.
6 nitrogen.
Is it like the
Nitrogen.
ice cream?
Unfortunately, no.
Mm.
Strawberry always ruins Neapolitan.
Oh, I disagree. I think chocolate ruins it.
I think
We
chocolate.
all
I don't
know
like
so
chocolate
well
anything.
I
can't
don't
eat
like
chocolate.
strawberry things.
I don't have a problem with strawberry
I
ice
like
cream. It's
strawberry.
just the combination of the strawberry in Neapolitan.
I always thought it was called Napoleon, and I actually called it that for like several years. And this year's the year I learned it.
We're all growing. Okay,
Not
so
me.
I think that
All right.
the words exchange.
so in the same way, here's actual educational content, my friends. In the same way that sometimes people confuse French augmented 6 for suspended chords, it's really easy to have your ears get tricked and hear German augmented chords as secondary dominants. So just beware of that.
I think you're doing
I'm so sorry. Mr.
So
Bennett.
what's
I'm
the
sorry
E
you
and
made us.
urn?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We haven't talked about that one. But we're going to in just a second. I want to make sure that everybody understands how this works first.
Yes.
Okay, so flat 6, 1, flat 3, sharp 4. By the way, that's always going to lead you to have a chord that is spelled completely stupid. You will always have a mixture of naturals and flats or sharps and whatever. It's always going to be something weird looking. So even though you can easily define it as a dominant 7, it's going to look very different from a dominant 7. I guess I'm just teaching over here today.
That's what I was about to say. He's looking over here versus over there.
I'm paying
Fine,
attention
we're not gonna watch
mostly.
it.
Mostly.
All right.
Can you
Yeah.
have a bite?
There is a thing, and actually I'll be honest with you, because I'm teaching this using different resources this year, I've never encountered this thing before, but I understand why they're showing it to you. So let's talk about the EN German. This is actually just the inharmonic German. Now this is not complicated, but you might want to write this down in your notes. But it's not hard, okay? This is not a big deal.
spelled with an E?
Yeah, Inharmonic is ENHARMONIC.
I thought it was spelled with an I.
Nope, it's an E.
I-N.
All you gotta do is add the extra bar in the middle, and then it's a really bad E.
So, what's different between an inharmonic German and a regular German? Instead of spelling it as a,
really angry.
it is extra angry. Instead of, it sounds exactly the same. It's actually the exact same notes. It's just that the flat third is spelled as a sharp 2 instead. So instead of spelling it as a flat 3, you spell it as a sharp 2.
What is?
There's a reason.
I'll believe you.
There is a
Can
reason.
you play it?
Yeah, well, it sounds exactly the same. Yeah, it
So
doesn't
how-
change at all.
Because it's so
Right. So if instead of spelling this A flat, C, E flat, F sharp, which is how you'd spell regular German, this was going to be spelled A flat, C, D sharp, F sharp.
Does this have something to do with like the chord that it's in?
It has to where it's going.
Okay.
And I'll tell you right now,
It's context.
it's context based. The reason why you'd have an inharmonic German is for one specific reason and one specific reason only. It only resolves to the 164.
Oh.
That's it. The only reason why it exists is to resolve to the 164. That is the most impressive charm I've ever heard.
I couldn't hear that.
So let me play that for you.
Yeah, we do. Pass it down.
Okay. So here's A flat, C, D sharp, F sharp. And that's going to resolve to this. Okay? Let me play that again for you, since I know we're listening so carefully today. My God. So, here's the German augmented sixth. Okay? And instead of resolving to 5, it's going to resolve to 164. Okay? Which would then probably go to 5, 7. And then to 1.
Can you spell that for me?
I sure can. It's the flat 6, 1, sharp 2, sharp 4. So A flat, C, D sharp, F sharp. So the inharmonic German sounds exactly the same. And it's the exact same notes. It's just that the flat 3 is being spelled as a sharp 2 instead. The reason why, and it actually makes some sense, if we're going to voice lead this out, it goes to a 164. The A flat's going to go down to G. The C stays on C. The D sharp is kind of acting like a little leading tone that goes up to E, and then the F sharp goes up to G. It doesn't change the sound. It changes the voice leading and the way the voice leading looks. It doesn't actually change it. It basically means that the flat 3, instead of what you would think, because anytime you see flats, they have a tendency to go down. Sharps have a tendency to go up. It just makes it look better so that your sharps are actually resolving upward. That's literally it.
And we're having one of these on our homework.
You do, yes. So you do have to know how to spell it correctly. But it's not any harder, right? Okay. Should I do the Neapolitan chord while we're here?
No.
It really isn't hard.
Nah, that's fine.
You want to explain it but not have us do it?
Just play it.
Okay. In the key of F minor.
Does it have to be a minor key?
It does. But I guess you don't want me to tell you why. Here's the Neapolitan chord. It's this. It's
F sharp major.
It's F sharp major. Now it would never appear in that way. It would actually always appear as let me voice lead this correctly. This. It would appear as this in an inversion. Because Neapolitan chords always appear in an inversion. Are you sure you just want me to teach it to you? It's really not that hard.
Well, we got it.
Are they time chords?
It's the minor second interval of a minor chord, and it's a major key. Major.
It's a flat. It's a major flat 2.
Major flat. Yes, that's a better way of saying it.
It's almost like he knows what he's doing.
So
You're pretty good at this.
So
You teach this stuff.
now, it is basically that simple. Neapolitan chords are actually borrowed chords, and if you did that chord sound vaguely familiar to you? That motion, that sound, right? If I play it like this, it sounds really familiar. These are borrowed chords in the same way. What are they borrowed from?
Oh,
Three,
it's a
2,
3
6,
and
1.
4 of C sharp. Of C sharp major. Oh, it's the other one too.
It's a mode. Which mode is it?
Not
It is it is that Thumpasaurus
I don't
song.
remember. Was it
And we
Phrygian?
talked about
Was it Phrygian?
Phrygian, yeah. It was the.
it is Phrygian. Yeah, it's Phrygian. So the Phrygian mode, the dominant chord in Phrygian is the major
Look at the
2.
sheet that I gave
not a major 5, not a dominant 5, it's a dominant 2. That's a weird sound, but it's also like interesting enough that sometimes people are like, what if I want that, but I don't want to actually go to the Phrygian mode? What if I just want that cool major 2 sound? And the answer is, you do. It's called a Neapolitan chord, where you just yoink it.
Napoleon.
I almost put
It is
the
Napoleon
pet
song.
band arrangement in Phrygian.
It's cool.
I almost did.
So essentially, Neapolitan chords allow you to take the best part of Phrygian and just literally steal it without actually using Phrygian mode. You just take the thing that makes it sound Phrygian. The only real trick to it is that it always appears in first inversion. Well, I shouldn't say always. It most frequently appears in first inversion.
Does
So
it
you
have
see it.
to?
It doesn't have to, but you'll end up with some really wacky voice leading if you don't.
Is there gonna be like a 7 on it, and then you
No,
invert
it's
the
always a
one?
triad. It's always a triad.
Can you have a 5/7 going into the Neapolitan chord?
So that would be. So that's a 5/7 in the key of F minor, C7, C dominant 7.
In the key of Neapolitan chord.
No, because you're not in the key of a Neapolitan chord. It's a borrowed chord.
What if you borrow it from that key? Can you do that?
You are borrowing it. Wait, I'm confused.
Like so, so F minor and then
Uh-huh.
F sharp major.
Yep, F
So
sharp
what if
major.
F sharp 5 is C sharp? So could you do C sharp?
Oh, I see. If you do a
7.
secondary dominant of the Neapolitan.
Yes.
Okay, what would that sound like? No, hold on.
Just.
Oh boy. To that. I don't think that works.
That sounds good.
I don't think that quite works. I mean, you could try it, I guess. Oh, I'm sure it could. I've always said that very good. Yeah, you played that a lot better than I did. I don't know if that harmonically does a thing, though. I don't know. Okay, but that's what a Neapolitan chord is. See, it wasn't that scary. There is also another chord in here. I'm teaching this slightly out of sequence from what it wants, but you can also figure this out. Look at number 9
It's not 7 though.
on the bottom.
That's
Key of F major. It wants us to have a flat major 3/6/4 chord. You're smart. You can figure this out.
It's in harmonic German.
What?
Right?
It's not quite in harmonic German. It's got some similarities and stuff though. So let's start with what should the 3?
A flat.
So what should the 3 chord be in F? What should it be?
A,
A,
C sharp,
C sharp.
E.
Now by lowering it,
A, C.
what it's going to be based on what as the root? A flat, but it has to be major, so we need an A flat major, which is
A,
spelled what?
C, E flat.
Now we're making it 6/4. What needs to be in the bass?
E flat.
E flat. Okay, that's that.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna
Give us
write
the
that
answer?
down.
I did.
Thank you. So do we have to actually write that chord out though?
In bass clef too. Make sure you catch it. It's bass
Oh,
clef.
oh.
You might want to circle that bass clef so you don't get wrecked by it.
Chris, you really struggle with that.
Have you seen like adult
Listen.
music or whatever fashion?
Thank you. Very little.
So Josh was funny
Benjamin.
Last time he was helping me, and I'm on bass club. He taught me that.
Easy to do.
Yeah, maybe.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm just playing. Yeah, they are, and I'll tell you that
Notate that, Chris.
this is, in my opinion, this is the stuff that should not be taught in first year theory stuff, but it is. And it shouldn't be taught in the AP thing too. And the reason why is because these are all really just variations of borrowed chords, right? You're all just stealing chords from other places. And like that idea in and of itself isn't difficult, but I think that the first semester of theory should be straight diatonic. And I think in previous generations it was taught more like that, where everything was strictly diatonic early on. Huh?
I feel like that would be much easier.
It would be, because a lot of these things are so specific, and like you don't really need them. They make music sound objectively cooler. Like they are interesting sounding, but it's really not hugely useful. But it's on the AP test, so here we are. So that's your homework. The top section, we'll just talk through it real quick. All I want you to figure out is what are you looking at, okay?
Looking at a bunch of notes.
So let's do the first one together. So the very, very first one. So it tells us that we're in the key of D. Now, here, let me give you the speed way to do this. Are there 4 notes or 3 notes?
4.
Okay, so what does it
7.
have to be one of
Limited
which one of
6.
these?
German.
It either has to be German or French,
Oh.
right? Well, that's pretty straightforward. So, in the key of D, find the root,
D. Oh, I'm sorry.
okay? Find the root, in that chord, find the root.
G. No. B
Now,
flat.
you go up a
B
note
flat,
above
B
it.
flat,
Is
B flat.
the note above it the second or the flat 3?
What?
It's the
Easy.
good boys D. Wait, good boys do D. It's the major third.
In the first one?
Yeah. It's B flat D.
D. Yeah, now what's the note above that? So find the root, E. Okay, that's the second scale degree. What is that? What kind of chord is that?
No, it's not the German. It's the other one.
French.
Yeah,
French.
It'd be.
That's French
it'd be
augmented
F
sixth.
if it was German.
It would be
French.
F natural. Yes, that's correct. F natural. This is French. Done. If it only has 3 notes, like the next one, guess what it has to be? It has to be. You don't even really need to analyze it. Because there's only one of these that has 3 notes.
So what do we write for the thing? Are we writing? what type
Yeah,
of
you have to
note?
write what it is.
Okay, so just FR.
FR plus 6.
What do we write on the
Oh.
FR plus 6.
What do we write on the
FR plus 6.
Oh,
That's
it's
it.
a
Yeah,
B
figure-
Because remember, what it's trying to teach you with this is that the lead sheet and the Roman numerals for these are both the same.
Is it though?
It is.
Are you sure?
I am.
So would you just
Slap into a Slim Jim. So that's it. That is the homework at the top. It's not hard at all.
so IT plus 6?
IT plus 6. Yeah.
Epic.
Now, write this down in the section because there's a couple of things you do have to be aware of. Be careful of inharmonic Germans. Inharmonic Germans, instead of having a flat 2, will have instead of having a flat 3, will have a sharp 2.
So if it
So if it has a sharp 2, instead of a flat 3, it's an inharmonic German instead of a regular German.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, then at the bottom, you do the exact opposite. It tells you what it wants, and you have to spell it. So it's the exact inverse. Okay?
Why does it want us to do the Roman numerals if it gives us the lead sheet, even though the Roman numerals is the same as the lead sheet?
It's trying to get you to understand that that is the fact. That the Roman numerals are the same as the lead sheet.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Is one of the patterns for French and German gonna have like a flat and then a sharp?
There are no inversions.
I mean, not inversion. A French like augmented 6. Is it gonna have sharp and a flat? And it's kind of
They almost always will have, well, all of them will almost always have a sharp and a flat in it. There's always going to be wacky accidentals. And that's a good thing, because in the wild, when you're actually analyzing stuff, these things stand out like crazy because, like, well, look at all these sharps and flats all of a sudden.
I have a question.
Like, all of a sudden, there's all this crap.
But it's on
Yes.
C, so it has to be C.
3.
Number 3? Okay.
Why is there a sharp and a flat right next to each other?
Well then, let's figure it out together, shall we? Okay, so it's in the key of G, so we would expect to see the root in there, and we do. It's the 3rd note, it's the tenor note, right? The bass note is an E natural. That seems pretty okay, right? That's the flat 6, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, the note right above that is what?
Above what?
Oh, I thought it was going to be an
Is it C? Yeah, I thought so.
What's the note right above the G? What's the alto note in this thing?
Oh.
B. B sharp
B
flat.
flat. It's B flat.
Why is there a sharp?
Because the sharp is for the note above it.
Oh. It doesn't look like that.
Oh, I see now. It didn't look like it.
Yeah.
C
It's
sharp.
slightly higher than a C sharp. So what is this? It's got a flat 3 in it.
It's German.
The It's German. This is German. G German. G German. G German.
Grr.
So I have a question, Smith. Will they
Okay.
write-
So, oh, sorry, were you asking me a question?
Yeah, will they write it like that? So like, because the flat is coming going on the left, and then the sharp is on the right.
That's basically the convention, yes.
Okay, I
Yep.
was making sure.
Yep. So let's answer Aubrey's question here. So let's all skip down to section 2, number 1.
Uno.
So now it wants us to do an Italian in E flat. So we know that the middle note is going to be E flat. So now we just need to get the flat 6 of E flat. So what's the regular 6 of E flat?
F.
No.
No. C.
C. What is the flat 6 of this?
Flat.
C flat. It has to be C flat. Okay. Then what is the sharp 4 of E flat? What is the sharp 4 of E flat? A flat. Then we have to raise it, so it's going to be natural. So this is C flat, E flat, A natural, is what it should say. Because if you lower the 6, and that 6 happens to be a C, then you just have to call it a C flat. By the way, it is not just possible, it is incredibly likely that you will end up with double flats in this. I mean, even if you look at number 2 at the top, it's got a double flat. No, you have to spell it following the conventions.
So it
Otherwise,
has to
it's
go
not an Italian.
CEA.
It has to be C flat.
Yeah, I mean like it has to be CEA.
I have another question.
Yes.
Number 12 on the first one.
On the top, yeah.
The natural and the flat are those.
The F sharp is, it's an F natural and a G sharp. So it's D flat, F natural, G sharp, B. What's that?
Okay. Oh, it's showing the key signature. My bad.
Yep.
Hey Smith.
All natural.
L7.
Like you're throwing data signs at Smith.
How do you draw a natural? L7.
I just draw a little box and then I go. Whoop, whoop.
I don't draw my 7s like that.
I don't know how to draw the glass.
I don't know either.
L7.
I tried
So
my
we could
best.
just do it.
I draw my 7s
Well,
like
yeah, I was
that.
gonna do that, but that's not
You
right.
gotta like go. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
So you don't get confused with your 1s?
Oh yeah.
Or do you call them Zs too?
And then you keep going down and you make it even more.
Not that pretentious.
Pretentious?
Z. Can you say your ABZs? Anyway. Okay.
I've never heard
Are you-
anybody pronounce it like that, and the second I do, anything that I can throw, just fly.
That table. Yeah. All right. Yeah,
you
Bravery.
say Zad?
No, God no. I'm American.
H.
Speak American. H.
Can you
Yeah.
say yeehaw?
HP. Thanks, Dank.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw indeed.
I think Mars is
Can
in
you do it
space
in
right
the
now.
Dude, how's he gonna breathe?
American?
Here, let's take a look at
Should I use my fake Texas American? Yeehaw. Or should I use my disgusting Hills of Kentucky accent?
What's
Also
the
bad.
difference?
What's the difference? Oh, there's a difference.
Is there?
One of them, oh, never mind.
Oh.
No, go on. Go
I
on.
almost said something
I'll turn off the
It's
camera.
real true.
wildly. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to say that on camera. Anyway, what can be
Is that
used
America?
against me?
Yeah.
Literally all.
I'm here.
All of your music theory recordings.
Is that like right now?
Okay.
Is this live?
What is it?
Live,
Oh my
live
god.
footage.
Oh my god.
Found footage.
What is this?
It's Earth.
Earth.
Earth?
Yeah.
Earth?
Oh, it's
Live.
night over here.
Welcome to Earth.
Yeah.
That's insane.
How is it dark on this side, but it's light on this side?
Because the Earth is round.
No, it's not.
Don't
Don't gaslight us.
Obviously.
Look at the poles.
We're in a big ice plane, you know?
On the back of the turtle.
Pokemon Go.
Yes. His name is Gregory.
Gregory Sea Turtle.
No.
The space turtle.
Smith, what's your favorite planet in our solar system?
Jupiter. It's
I mean,
Jupiter.
No, Jupiter sucks.
So
No,
it's
it
funny
doesn't.
because I've been teaching Xavier like the names of planets and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna eat my subject.
He was like, well,
Are
like
you teaching Pluto yet?
Well, we've been talking about dwarf planets,
It's
because
not a dwarf planet.
it is a dwarf
No.
planet. There's a planet that is, Ceres is larger than Pluto,
The moon?
and that's it. No, Ceres, the dwarf planet, is larger than Pluto.
And it's,
Which is the reason why they figured out that, oh, wait a second, Pluto's not really special, it's a trans-Neptunian object, which is what they're officially called, but it should be called a dwarf planet, and it is. There's a bigger object in the asteroid belt than Pluto, and it doesn't get called a planet.
So what?
So what's your favorite planet?
Pluto.
I mean, like, by the name of it, or
No,
like
just
what
by,
it,
like the planet itself.
that I think is super interesting.
Yeah.
I think Venus is really
I was
interesting.
gonna say that.
Really? Okay.
It orbits
like it.
backwards, which is interesting, or not, it rotates backwards.
And it doesn't
right.
have a moon.
And the
It
year.
doesn't have any moons, which is also unusual for the inner planets. I mean, Mercury doesn't have one either, but it's right next to the sun, so duh.
It's also hotter than Mercury.
It is hotter than Mercury, even though it's further
And
away.
the year is shorter than
Year-
the day.
Yeah,
Right.
That's cool.
Year shorter than a day.
It's very similarly sized. It's probably what Earth is going to look like in,
20 years.
hopefully not 20 years, but maybe. So I don't know. Venus is interesting.
Saturn's
The evil Earth twin.
I'm a fan of Saturn.
I'm a Jupiter person.
Uranus, the way it should be pronounced, in my opinion.
Uranus?
Uranus, yeah, that's the way I think it should be pronounced. It's cool.
I like the funny
No.
right.
I do. But I think that's interesting too. It's tilted. It's pretty color. It's a gas giant. I can relate to that. The mystic. So when you listen to the planets, which is a thing that hopefully all of you have heard before, the planets, the Gustav Holst series. God, it's beautiful music. But Uranus is really, really beautiful.
Yeah, really.
It's called The Mystic, and it's really cool.
Can you just pronounce it again?
Uranus,
Say it backwards.
Uranus.
Oh, that's what. Okay, I get it.
But yeah, Ceres is interesting.
I said say it backwards, don't say it.
Eros is interesting, or Eros, I guess. Oh, actually, so I also think this is interesting that Titan, the moon of Saturn, is larger than Mercury. So is
That's a
Ganymede.
cool one. I like
Isn't
that.
it
I
like
that.
all like Titan has like seas, right?
Europa, that's one. So
Europa.
yeah, Europa is one of the Jovian moons.
Yeah.
Europa probably is nothing but liquid water, which is pretty crazy. Yeah,
Because
something could live there. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the four big Jovian moons are all interesting. So Ganymede, Io, Europa, and the other one, Enceladus, are each of those are like really, really interesting. Titan around Saturn is really interesting. Phobos and Deimos have cool names. Doom takes place on Phobos.
Jupiter's pretty
Does it?
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It does, which is cool because Phobos in Latin means fear. So the two moons of Mars are fear and pestilence. So the two moons of the god of war are fear and pestilence. It is cool. Like, it's metal, which is why it's where Doom is at. Let's go. Demon
Oh, did you
Slayers.
say Doom or Doom?
Doom.
Okay, I was like,
Doom.
Doom? I was like,
Not Dune.
Dune? And I was like,
Dune.
what?
Dune. No, Dune's on Arrakis,
I was like-
not
I
a
was
real
like,
planet.
huh.
Could be a real.
Anyway, I also like astronomy stuff.
I love astronomy. Favorite anything
It's
ever.
cool.
Have
It's
you
cool.
seen the green asteroid?
I have not seen it yet. We've had bad weather for astro stuff, and you have to get up real early, and I'm real bad at getting up real early right now.
I'm going next Sunday. I'm going up to Indy with my sister and my husband, and we're driving out where there's snow.
Yeah, if you go north of Indy, you get some real actual darkness up there.
Like we're gonna go away from like the light pollution.
Yeah. I went last year to. We go to state parks all the time.
Yeah.
Kind of what we do, right? The darkest place in Indiana is in Shade State Park, which is up there like next to Turkey Run.
Yeah, I've been up to.
It's a great place. Both of those are great parks. But Shades is like mega dark, and I'm sure you can see the Green Comet there. You don't have to even get that dark to see it.
Really?
It's about having a clear horizon,
Right.
and
Oh, is it on the horizon line? Is it
it's
not
very low on the horizon.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it
very,
was
very
really-
low.
I thought it was like up.
It's only like 15 or 20 degrees above the horizon.
Oh.
So you have to find a place, you have to find a big open field that doesn't have any trees on the horizon.
Right.
In the right direction. Which which can be tricky.
Yeah,
It can be really tricky. We're not in Kansas, you know.
I hate Kansas. Don't get me started. Hate that place.
No, no, no. No, no,
I'm not a fan of Kansas either. There's just
Kind.
nothing there.
no. Yeah, Kansas sucks.
We're not in
Well-
Kansas anymore, though.
It's true.
Literally.
It would be great though if you're gonna go Astro.
It would be great.
Start
It would also be great if you just wanted to.
Come on, play.
Fly away in a house in the tornado.
You're gonna hold it on forever. Literally 8 hours in a straight line.
without
With
encountering
nothing.
No.
Are you not doing
It's windy there.
Yeah.
Car almost
What the
tipped.
hell are you doing? I'm excited to play against you.
Have you,
That was
if you like astronomy stuff, are you familiar with The Expanse? Do you know what that is?
Like how the universe is
No,
expanding?
the book and TV series.
Oh, I don't read books. You know that.
There's a TV series.
Oh, I might know that.
It's,
No, I don't.
it's probably the best sci-fi thing I've seen in 10 years.
Really?
Yeah.
The Expanse?
The Expanse. It's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, my mom has that.
It's extremely excellent and is very, very. There's only one conceit. It's not
Oh, my dad watches this.
great show. It's literally a fabulous show, but it's as accurate as you can possibly expect.
On
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes.
It is 100% legit that it's that high. 6 seasons. It's worth every single one of them is worth your time.
Cool. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Is it
But
over?
it's done. Yeah, it's complete. Yeah. Well, there's talk that they might do a 7th season, but I don't think it's going to happen. It actually ends, and it ends well. It doesn't.
Nice.
You know.
That's rare.
Yeah. Right. It doesn't try to go on forever and ever, a la freaking Walking Dead. And it doesn't crap itself at the end, like, you know, everything else. It is about people, so it's actually terrifying in the way that its premise actually works out. You might want to catch this. So the idea is that Earth is basically an environmental wreck. It's still going, and it's still overpopulated, but people, you know, 100 years before were like, we need to get off this freaking planet. Let's go to Mars and colonize Mars. And so Earth and Mars are the two big political powers in the solar system. The only conceit is that they have a drive that allows them to go fast, but not faster than light. Because the speed of light is still a hard constant in reality and also in this TV show. But in order to support Earth, which is undergoing environmental failure, and Mars, which is trying to be terraformed, but it's not terraformed yet, they have to mine air and water from the asteroid belt because the asteroid belt has ice and water in it. There has water, ice, and oxygen there. And so there's an entire underclass of people called belters who live in the asteroid belt and are miners. They're space miners, mining ice and shipping it, selling it to Earth and Mars. And so the belt have gone through physical changes because living in 0G or low G does weird stuff to you, and evolution continues to happen. So their bodies are really long and thin, because that's what you don't need to have muscles to be in 0G, right? They've got an entire separate dialect that has come into being because it's not, you know, they're not all English. They're not all a bunch of white people either, which makes it interesting. So one of the main characters looks like he's from India, but speaks with a Texan accent because the two main people in this universe who sent people to Mars initially were India and a bunch of stupid rich oil barons from Texas. And so Mars is a combination of India and Texas. And like,
Are we talking about the book series?
yeah, and the movies, or in the TV show. But yeah, so it's fascinating. So like, it's just very, very good. It's just really, really worth your time. But
The Dune one?
no, Dune is also worth your time, but no, this is a different thing. This is The Expanse,
Oh,
not Dune. Dune is also good. You should read that.
I love sci-fi stuff.
Have you read Dune? Have you seen Dune?
I like the original Dune, where there's the weird floating space blob.
And Sting?
That's Sting.
And Captain Picard before he's Captain Picard? And Twin Peaks guy as Space Jesus?
Space
That's just
Jesus.
cold.
Is he in space though? Not yet.
Will he
Soon.
be?
Can you send him to space?
I mean, strap him on a rocket, I guess.
Can you build a rocket?
Are you guys talking about cold?
Yes.
There's this one guy that I heard, he was wanting to make, he was a flat earther, so he made his own rocket to see the
Hey.
curve, and dude died.
I'll tell you that, like, obviously flat Earth is a bunch of hot garbage, right? Earth is round, and it can be proven in so many different ways. Whatever. But I don't want to say respect, but I almost sympathize with people who are like, I want to see it myself.
Yeah.
And until I can see it, I don't believe it. And if they take that mindset far enough to build their own rocket to get high enough to do it, I kind of respect that.
I agree.
They're wrong,
Yeah.
but like, at least you're following through with your curiosity in a way that has led you to try to find the truth for yourself. And I'm all right with that.
It's not CGI, but we don't know that. It's
Did
not.
you turn the
It's
camera?
not
We don't know that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, are we still recording?
We do.
Yeah, like there,
It's
it's
been proven.
proven so many ways. Like it would be. God, there's so many good proofs for this. But one of the best ones is, why do you think we send surveyors out to like do surveying teams? Like those guys with the poles with the lasers? What do you think they're measuring? It's not just the height differential, but they have to know. I mean, obviously the formula is there. It's 8 inches per mile is the curvature of the Earth. But that can be messed with a little bit by elevation change. So the only way to make sure that you're going to build a building and it actually be level and flat is it can only be level and flat over a certain distance because the Earth will physically curve away from it. So if you build a building that has a base that's large enough, you have to account for the curvature of the Earth for the building to stay standing. Yes.
You like math too?
Yeah, a lot. I took a lot of math in high school and college.
That's interesting, because I also love music, space, and math.
Yeah. Welcome. There's like literally
You wanna be our new band
thousands,
director?
hundreds of thousands
Huh?
of those
To be our new
people.
band director?
Yeah, I'll come back
It's-
next year.
Those circles generally
Hey,
overlap each other.
Can we interview
I'll
Kaden
be
as our
the-
new band
yeah.
director?
I mean, you have to have
He won't know.
a
He won't know anything.
I can
You
read
need
sheet
to-
music.
You need to know how to.
You can afford one.
I can conduct.
There's a VR conducting game.
Is there
Oh,
really?
yeah.
There is.
I wanted to get that so bad.
I'm a really bad conductor, like
Yeah.
in the artistic sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a bad conductor from, yeah, exactly. I'm bad at that, right? I am not an artistic director. I show the beats.
Which I appreciate. I
But-
don't like artistic, like,
But because of that, I would never like be able to do orchestra conduction.
it's
And
so
you're not
hard
doing,
to
like-
read.
Right. Yeah.
You're actually like
Showing you the beats, yes.
Yeah,
I am-
honor band. The dude was going like.
That's it.
It's figurative dance and occasionally
10-minute chess game on.
No.
With hopefully some rehearsal
No
technique.
way. You see how I
somewhere.
just play chess?
Hopefully.
Hey, that proves that you're
Anyway.
lying.
But yeah, I was an engineering major for my first year and a half in college.
what happened?
What engineering? Like,
Computer science or computer engineering.
I'm gonna do computer science.
Yeah, because I liked
Although
circuits and like
honestly-
coding and all that.
I like coding, but it kind of sucks.
It does. Why do you think I'm not doing it?
Yeah, that's my fear, is that I'm gonna go into it and then I'm not gonna actually enjoy doing it. I do try and code some stuff.
Sure.
Like I've done little games, but I don't get all of it.
Yeah. Well, and the truth of that is that like, and this is true for so much coding now. It's more about, do you understand the logic flow than it is the actual syntax? Because everybody just looks up stuff anyway.
Stack
GitHub
Overflow.
exists.
It's only Stack Overflow.
Yeah, well, sure. And do you understand how to set up gates? Do you understand how to set up simple logic things? And then from that, it's just, okay, I don't know what the syntax for this is in Python, but I bet the internet does.
Someone Redditor from 7 years ago probably had the same problem.
Yeah, it probably knows how to do that exact variable call that I need. Bibbity bobbity, into the spaghetti code you go. And then you end up with but how does this work? But does it spit out the right answer?
Does it work?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've
What's
got
that?
a buddy of mine who he's like legitimately cool work. He lives in San Francisco and he now codes for, you can look it up, they're called Sail Drone. So they are drones, they are boats, sailboats that are going to do weather exploration stuff and all kinds of data for NOAA.
Yeah.
And he's their lead coder.
What was it called again?
Sail Drone. And so he does all the programming for them to be able to, to drag themselves around the ocean to measure all kinds of things.
That's cool and scary. I don't like the ocean. Ocean is terrifying.
But he doesn't go to the ocean. He lives in San Francisco and
And he
types on his
doesn't-
computer.
Yeah.
And
That's smart.
And so like, he's like, yeah, everything is basically in C++ and in Python. And if there's stuff I don't know, I know that Reddit does. And GitHub has what I need, Stack Overflow have everything I need. And so I just go grab it and bibbity bobbity boats go boom. And he just went to like a community college and he's probably making $250,000 a year coding for them.
That's what my hope is, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. That's what everyone's hoping.
It's a very
is to get a
future-proof
bunch of
job.
money.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100% future-proof. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. It's future-proof for at least the next 50 years.
Well,
Like cybersecurity, I wanted to get into that, but like
ChatGPT is
Oh.
pretty big now.
I think ChatGPT is blown out. I think it's
it is.
I agree, but
what it signals is important,
I
but
did
the
it.
thing itself is not.
and it does write code. That
Oh,
does
yeah.
work, which is
It
nuts.
writes songs.
Yeah, it can
Nuts.
write- yeah.
Songs, anything.
Yeah,
so
sure.
weird.
The problem with it is though, and like on its first iteration like this, it's still limited by the ability to glean stuff from humans. When it no longer, so the next iteration up, when it's not getting stuff from humans, it's getting stuff from other heuristic AI things, then we can be scared.
Because
right now, I
it
don't think
doesn't
it's
have
sensitive.
access to the internet.
Well, they say that. It clearly has access to some keybase things. Like it's gotta be drawn from something.
Well,
It may not be directly
I thought
accessing the
they
internet,
just
but.
fed it a bunch of stuff. Like
Yeah, but
firsthand.
where do you think they got the things they're
It
feeding?
must have been pretty hungry then.
I'm sure you can
Sorry, I
put a
don't
bunch
know
of text
anything
into it,
about
a bunch of like, obviously a bunch of math things and a lot of other stuff, but there's no way that it hasn't gotten information from humans.
Right.
All of its information is just doing stuff with human knowledge. When it is no longer accessing
Oh, I'm sorry.
the limitation of human knowledge
And
stuff,
just like thinking.
then we're talking singularity.
Yeah.
That's singularity.
Could you repeat that? please?
Which is probably coming. It's probably coming soon.
Have you seen the Mario AI stuff?
Yeah. What about Husky?
Basically, it's like this AI that will act like certain video game characters, and for some reason, people have tried to make Mario sentient, and
Kind of works.
it
Actually,
kind of works.
It's actually me, a Mario.
No, it
I have
changed its name to
self-actualized.
like something, and
I hope not.
like it would remember,
Spaghetti.
like when they closed out the tab, it would remember
Upsetting
certain
spaghetti
aspects of the
time.
conversation prior instead of being
Yeah.
a new AI.
Yeah. So it's not a new instance of the
What?
thing. It's actually got ability to carry over knowledge.
Aw, cool.
Yeah, that's, yeah. I mean, I don't want to flower coat this. Like, I think it is definitely some intense stuff that's happening,
Oh, yeah.
but ChatGPT in and of itself is not, it's not it.
I love you.
I think it's cool. I
I'm
had
not
to do
saying
my
it's not
venture
cool.
project notes. Don't tell Mr. Horton. I know you
Whatever.
guys talk sometimes. And it wasn't all of them.
You
it wasn't
talked
all of
about
my
it.
notes.
I don't talk to Mr. Ward very often.
Oh, you should
It was
convince
only
him
like
to
a small
stop
section of it.
his stupid exams.
And the thing too is that the guy who programmed ChatGPT has made the tools to identify stuff that was made by ChatGPT.
Yep.
Like they were made concurrently.
Well, I changed up.
I'm not, this is not accusatory, but this is why, like, man, you wouldn't believe the articles and stuff that were going around, educational stuff about, oh my God, everyone, it's the end of the world, we're all gonna die. Like,
No,
when it comes
that's
to,
not that absurd.
well, but it's the end of education, like the ability for us to write papers is over. And my argument with that is, probably should have already been over. Because writing papers is not the ultimate form of demonstrating knowledge. And it hasn't been that way for a really, like, since I was in school.
Can you tell that to Mr. Hankins, please, 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 please?
They also
Look,
apparently-
my educational opinions are not the mainstream.
They also
Yeah, but I
got
think you're
rid of
right.
that feature that would make original work from it.
Oh, it's still recording.
Yeah. It's important that it hears my tirades.
And watches me play chess.
That's why, so like, the only paper that I assign anymore is the one in music history. That, like, if you were to use ChatGPT to do,
It
like,
wouldn't.
well, like, because it's based on your experiences with your family members. So,
Yeah.
like, it doesn't know.
It doesn't know.
You know, like, you could use it to generate information about Elvis,
Yeah.
but like, that, who cares? All the kids are just going and copying and pasting the same Wikipedia article anyway.
Yep.
And they were before, and they still are. And that's not, so I don't make the paper about their ability to know stuff about Elvis or whatever. It's about their interaction with their families. And ChatGPT has no way of knowing what that is. Sure, they
Although
can
you can't say.
the only paper I assign you is a thing that is essentially, like, it would be stupid and worthless to try to fake it. Because now you're just diminishing the actual human relationship and conversation you have with somebody. I'm not saying that people won't do it, of course they will. But like, it's not, I'm not trying to get them to demonstrate knowledge. I'm trying to actually make them have a human conversation. Anyway.
Why?
That's so cool. We need to talk about space stuff more. I love black holes.
I hate the way you
There's a really interesting
Yeah,
documentary
well,
on Netflix
I've
about
never-
the finding, like taking the picture of the first black hole.
Yeah, I've never
Definitely worth your time.
done it before, and I realized
Very good.
late
Millions
that
of lines
of what I've done. 'Cause
Oh yeah, it's all kinds of stuff.
If you feel like you